Hello. I am warning that this pandemic is putting the people of the country, especially the Igbos and the entire southern Nigeria, at the risk of widespread famine. There will be hunger because the food lines are increasing while the food supply is reduced. There's shortage of food before this virus hit, so nobody should say that it's the virus that caused it, but rather the government failed the people. I mean, how do you justify this? You tell people to stay at home, but you have no palliative measures for the entire 240 or 50 million people of the country. All they care about is taking away your rights, signing an executive order, moving us into authoritarian system. You cannot just sign an executive order without consulting the different sectors of the government. You have different tiers of the government: the federal, the state, the legislative, local government, and the rest of it. You should make a wide consultation before signing an executive order to other people to stay at home. So when you sign an executive order without consulting the people, the Ezes, the kings, the traditional rulers, you are moving us into tyranny. You're moving us into authoritarianism. I'm against the unilateral signing of executive order. Because before there was Nigeria, you had the Igbos, you had the Jaws, you have the Yorubas, you have the Hauses. So, the government have failed. When farmers were busy, those in Benue, Nasarawa, call them Enugu, Delta, Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Imo, Abia, Rivers, Bayelsa, when those farmers were busy shouting that their crops are being destroyed by the cattle that belongs to the Fulani herdsmen, what did our state governments or governors or federal government or Minister of Agriculture do to support those farmers? Nothing. Rather, they proposed farm settlement. On whose land? For all I know, cattle rearing is a private business. So is farmers who owns their farms, a private business. All you need to do is to protect life and properties. But what have you done for the farmers? Nothing. But I'll tell you one thing. While they were shouting that their crops they are not being productive again as their crops are being destroyed by the cattle belonging to the Fulani herdsmen, we were busy whining and dining. We paid no attention to their cry. Today, it's getting ugly. Everybody has been at home for 1 month. No buying, no selling. They placed travel ban of movement, restriction of movement. But they forgot that the agricultural sector is an essential sector in the economy. Come rain, come shine. You didn't allow the farmers to go to farm to harvest or plant, because this are all I know. This is a plant. We are in a planting season. You told everybody to stay home. There will be hunger, but I'm warning the people of the Igbos and the people of the south, the people of southern Nigeria. You have to go back to farming now. Plant. You have to practice the principle of self-sufficiency. Plant what you will feed your family with. Plant yam, cassava, cocoyam, all the food crops that you need. Plant them and strategize and formulate a security measure to protect your farm. Should in case the cattle wanders away into your farm without the herdsman taking them away and it destroys your produce or crops, please, you have to strategize a way to tackle that. Don't rely on the government again. Take laws into your hands. Okay? I'm telling the people, there will be hunger because one, there will be inflation. The value of dollar to naira is about almost getting to 500, it's 400 and something. We have no foreign exchange in terms of what do we sell to the entire world, apart from crude oil, which we are now begging people to buy because it's below $1 per barrel. In terms of different types of crude that we have, but it's below $20. So it's nothing. So what else do we have? I tell everybody, I want everybody, you have to go back to agriculture. If you have a land, if you can borrow, if you can lease, if you can rent, whichever way you want to put it, try and plant what you will feed your family with. Please, the entire people of the South, don't rely, because I suspect that there's a planned famine. The government, there's a planned starvation by the Nigerian government because they neglected the cry of the farmers. And now we are in this pandemic and hunger crisis is developing because people will lose their patience and start going about looking for food to eat because they've been home for up to a month and counting. The government have no measures for them. I'm telling you, go to the farm. Sneak out of your house if you can. At night, go to your farm and plant. The state government, please relax your restriction on farmers. Let them go and plant because plant and harvest because there will be food shortage. The entire South should not depend on the North. Plant your yam wherever you can to eat. Please, it's important. It's important that we practice the principle of self-sufficiency. Let us plant what we will eat because there will be hunger, there will be inflation, price of commodities will go high. The value of the 20,000 naira they give us as palliatives, even though they didn't give the Igbos, is going to worth nothing. I'm telling you, go back to farm now. Please, go back to farm now. Governors, traditional rulers, make land available for people to farm on. The citizens of the state to farm on. Please, it's important. And make sure you have measures to protect their farms. I don't want to waste your time, but I'm telling you, there is a coming hunger. Go back to agriculture. Thank you.